The prophecy of blood and love. Where love is born in the shadow of empires, fate writes its scriptures in blood. The Empire of Hewue. Long before the Timurid Empire or the Ming Dynasty carved their names into the world, an older, darker colossus ruled the East. It was called Hewue, an empire without mercy, forged on the backs of slaves, raised by conquest, and governed by a tradition so cruel that even its own people trembled before it. In Hewue, the moment a boy turned 10, he earned the right to own a slave, not because he needed one, but because the empire believed ownership taught dominance. By 16, youths were tested in the killing games, where captives were slaughtered to prove a soldier's worth. By 20, the best killers earned the title High Slave Trader, rewarded not with honor, but with more bodies to own, more souls to break. Hewue was a machine that ate villages, consumed youth, erased cultures, and in the year 1402, they set their eyes on a peaceful village called Beyennzi. The prophecy of Beyennzi. Beyennzi was unlike any other settlement in the East, filled with music, farming, prayers, harmony, and laughter. Its people believed that a soul lived only when love lived inside it. They trained for combat not to conquer, but to protect harmony. And their greatest secret was their seer, the village oracle known as Saga, a woman touched by visions from beyond. One night in 1387, the sky roared like torn silk. Lightning struck the earth 3 times, and Saga collapsed with a scream that echoed through every hut in the village. When she awoke, she said, "A child will be born to our people. He will die at birth. He will rise again. And though he will save nations, we will all perish for his destiny." Fear consumed the village. Hope grew beside it. And then the child was born, as foretold. His mother died delivering him, and the child's heart beat for only one moment before falling silent. But before the burial cloth covered the infant's face, a breath entered him again, as if pulled from heaven. A cry escaped his lungs, strong, fierce, alive. The elders named him Mahoodo, meaning the one brought back. But destiny, as always, arrived with blood. In the night, Hewue found them. The man who found Beyennzi was Howod, second commander of the Hewue army, a brutal warrior in battle, but one of the few men in the empire who still carried a conscience. He was scouting a route for invasion when he saw Beyennzi for the first time. He hid behind a ridge, watching the villagers celebrating a harvest under the sunset. He saw women dancing with flowers in their hair, men sharing food, children chasing each other in laughter. Then he saw her, a pregnant woman with dark eyes full of peace, glowing with life. Something inside him broke. "How can we destroy this?" he whispered to himself. He returned to camp and warned his commander, "This land is blessed. Destroy it and God will curse us." But Hewue did not believe in blessings. That night the commander said, "If they are so beautiful, then we shall enjoy their beauty tonight." Howod felt a blade inside his chest. He could not stop the empire, but he could save one life. He returned to the village in secret, found the pregnant woman he had seen earlier, and whispered, "They are coming. Run with me if you wish your child to live." That woman was Mahoodo's mother. She fled with Howod, but in the chaos of their escape, she was struck by an arrow. She lived long enough to deliver the baby, naming him with her final breath. And Howod the hardened soldier, wept like a child. He buried her with honor and took the baby, vowing, "Your mother died because of my people. I will raise you as my son, and one day you will judge us all." Behind them, Beyennzi burned. Every man, woman, and child slaughtered except for the infant in Howod's arms, the child destined to rebuild a world. In the raising a destiny in the house of his enemy, Mahoodo grew inside Hewue like a secret flame. Handsome, fierce, and born under the sign of Gemini, he was sharp-tongued, charming, and restless. Women whispered about him, men feared him, teachers respected him. But only Howod knew the truth. He is not Hewue. He is the last of Beyennzi. Mahoodo grew into a soldier, then a strategist, then a leader. He learned the empire's laws, their weaknesses, their hierarchies. He trained harder than anyone, mastering weapons faster than generals could teach him. By age 20, he commanded 1,000 slave warriors, men who loved him because he treated them not as tools, but as brothers. Howod guided him. "Make them your army, not Hewue's. Your destiny will need them." Mahoodo obeyed. He trained them in secret, fed them, clothed them, freed their spirits, and the men swore loyalty. "We live for Mahoodo." But Mahoodo had a weakness, a heart of deep love in the woman who changed him. Her name was Yelena, a noble girl from East Hewue. More brilliant than scholars, more graceful than dancers, fierce in her own way. He met her during a royal ceremony when she dropped her scroll. He picked it up, their eyes met, and in that moment, something ancient awakened inside him. She whispered, "Your eyes look like someone who carries storms." And he replied softly, "Your eyes look like someone who has survived them." They met in secret, walked through gardens, shared stories, shared dreams. And one night, while rain fell like tears around them, they shared their hearts. Yelena believed love could save the empire. Mahoodo believed love could destroy it. Both would be proven right. In the Mountain of Truth. When Mahoodo turned 23, Howod called him, "Son, there is truth you must learn." They traveled to a mountain forest, a place quiet enough to hide pain. Howod's voice trembled. "Mahoodo, I am not your father. Your people were slaughtered. I saved you, but I could not save your mother. All you dream, the burning village, it was your home. Beyennzi died because of you." Mahoodo nearly collapsed. The screams in his nightmares, the burning he smelled in sleep, the faces he could not remember, all of it was real. He fell to his knees, trembling. Why? Why didn't you tell me?" Howod knelt too, because if you grew with only hatred, you would become Hewue. But you grew with love instead, and now you are strong enough to choose your path. Mahoodo wept like a child, and in the shadows, unseen, a royal spy listened. He fled the forest, running straight to the emperor with the truth. The second commander raised a Beyennzi child. The war of destiny had begun. Mahoodo becomes the enemy of an empire. Before Mahoodo and Howod returned, the emperor sent soldiers to arrest them. Howod fought until the last breath. Mahoodo escaped with only his sword and the grief of losing the man who raised him. He returned to his secret army of 1,000 men, eyes burning with a new purpose. Hewue killed my people. Now I will free all people." His men bowed and said, "Command us, leader of destiny." And so Mahoodo began a rebellion, one that would shake the foundations of nations. He attacked slave caravans, freed prisoners, burned Hewue outposts, intercepted royal shipments, hacked chains from the necks of men. Every week, Hewue lost more ground. Every month, Mahoodo gained more warriors. The emperor screamed, "Find him! Kill him! Bring me his head!" But they never could. Mahoodo became a ghost, a legend, a nightmare. And Yelena, she remained in the palace, heart torn between love and loyalty. In the fall of a giant, years passed, battles raged. Mahoodo's army grew to thousands. Villages joined him, former slaves joined him. Even Hewue soldiers deserted to follow him. Then came the greatest shock. Mahoodo infiltrated Hewue's capital and confronted the emperor, not to kill him, to offer him a chance. "End slavery, end conquest, and I will end this war." The emperor spat in his face. Mahoodo walked away. He did not need the emperor's agreement. He needed the emperor's fall. And so the inevitable happened. Hewue finally collapsed. After years of war, Mahoodo stood in the throne room of the fallen empire, his cloak torn, his sword bloodstained, his heart broken. Yet he had won. He renamed the land the Timurid Empire, not after himself, but after the future era he wished to open, an age of rebuilding, strength, and new destiny. But victory came with pain. Mahoodo lost many of his closest generals. His friend Arfello died saving civilians. His right-hand man, Sinjuro, fell in battle. And Howod, the man he called father, was long gone. He stood alone on the ruins of Hewue, the wind carrying ashes around him. And in his loneliness, a new prophecy began to form. As Mahoodo rebuilt the land, he received news. Yelena had vanished. Some say she was taken. Some say she ran. Some say she was forced into marriage by a rising Western empire. And then came whispers of a new enemy forming in the shadows, something far darker than Hewue, something that knew Mahoodo's true origin, something that feared the prophecy of Beyennzi.